friend and neighbor Tamron Hall has a lot to celebrate right now. She's about to hit her 1,000th episode. It was just renewed for her 7th season, and she has a new children's book called Harlem Honey, The Adventures of a Curious Kid. Please welcome back to our table, Tamron Hall. So first, we want to congratulate you on your 1,000th episode.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're feeling 6 seasons later. How were?
I thought you were going to say you're feeling sexy. I heard you all talking about life changes as a woman over 50.
Yeah, but we were talking about a giant dog too. So it was, you know. But how are you doing? How are you feeling?
I feel fantastic.
Excellent.
You know what? It's surreal to believe that we are approaching our 1,000th show, renewed for season 7.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild. I mean, we launched the show in 2019. 6 months later, the whole world shut down. March 13th, Angela Bassett was our guest. And I remember us saying to each other, oh, we'll be back in a week. And we ended up moving the show to the basement of my home.
Right.
And that is what inspired this book about my son, because when the world reopened, Moses was super confident at home, and he's Mr. Cocky Swagger. And then we went to the grocery store. He'd hide behind me. His first birthday he attended, he was 2 years old. And he was talking about the birthday and so excited. Then he gets to the door of the birthday party, and it's very different in real life.
Yeah.
And so that inspired me to explore shyness and fear and curiosity.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, the book is adorable. Being a little shallow before we get to more on the book, we love your fashion. You always look amazing. This is great. Every time you come, I ask questions. And it was fun. You recently had posted something that you wore 10 years ago, and then you re-wore it now. Are you somebody who likes to keep fashion and reuse it later?
I do. You know, I wore that suit 10 years ago. Then I saw it. I was like, you know, I'm going to wear it if it fits. So then it did. I was like, when? When? But I like that. I mean, if you buy something you love, you should wear it. You should keep it. I think a lot about, you know, now that I'm almost 55 years old, what's important in your life. And listen, I love my clothes, but I love having a bank account to pass on to my son. 100%. It's like, I need these things. It's tax season. I'm like, wait a minute, did I really need that last shirt?
Exactly.
But I love repurposing things. I love the idea of, I love vintage clothing. I vintage clothing shop a lot. I love digging through, and I got that from my aunt. She was so phenomenal. We would go to the dollar store in Texas, and we would go through and rummage, and she could put it together, and she would walk out, and you're like, goodness, wow, man. And I love that. And so for me, family, clothing, it all intertwines because it's telling your story. And this is a little bit of my story. I wore yellow to match the book. I was a little nervous when I come out on the show, which is why I'm happy Sunny and Joy aren't here because I get really nervous by the numbers. So this is intimate here. But I was a shy kid. My mother told me, she put me in a lot of activities to ease that shyness out. My friends call me a social loner. And when I saw those signs in my son, I thought, okay, how do I inspire this? So this book is based in Harlem, but Harlem represents any neighborhood. I was a kid in Luling, Texas. And when you enter the world, you go from inside your home to your neighborhood. And that can be a place of curiosity and fun. And I'm so happy to say 5 years later, he's almost 6, he did his first musical improv.
Oh!
And they had like the holiday church pageant, and I wasn't even prepared. He comes walking out first with his candle. I'm like, where's my phone? I wasn't ready because I thought my kid would be at the back. He's pulling up the front. I'm like, this is what happens when you just, I think, use curiosity as an inspiration.
Yeah, well, Tamron, you say your beautiful, adorable son, Moses, is the inspiration for the new book, Harlem Honey, The Adventures of a Curious Kid. It follows him around Harlem to all these places, but it was really important to you that the protagonist be a young boy.
Yeah.
Why?
It was because, you know, I feel that I became an empowered woman by the women in my house, my aunts, my teachers, by watching Whoopi, for example, and I never imagined that I would have a son. So now I'm thinking to myself, I benefited from seeing empowering images from Nikki Giovanni to, listen, Linda Carter had me believing Wonder Woman. I was like, where's my invisible plane when I leave here?
I had those underoos, too.
I had those underoos.
Yeah.
I thought I was like unstoppable. Now I have a son, and I see 1 million fewer boys graduating from high school, 1 million fewer boys entering the workplace. And I think in some part the world felt, let's pour it into us, and boys got left behind.
Yeah.
And so it was important that this book about a shy but confident little boy with his best friend Layla was represented, because when I look through a lot of the books, when we talk about emotions, it's a dragon, it's a car with feelings. Very few are actual little boys. So I wanted the illustrator, Ebony Glenn, shout out to Ebony Glenn, to capture this. And this is not a gender war kind of thing, but there's research and studies that show academically we may have forgotten to pour into boys. Think about it. When you say, I want to raise a girl to be a little bad A, you're like, yes, go out there and get him. You say that about a little boy. The room pauses. So I want my son to benefit from the world telling me I could do everything, and that he can experience, and other boys like him, confidence without it being toxic.
Well, that's why you raising him, you know, he's in a much better position than a lot of little boys, because they don't have female role models to look at either. Because remember now, for years, there were no little girls anywhere.
Yeah.
So we say, okay, let's make sure. So maybe the key is to lift them both up at the same time.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's the way to do it.
And I think, look, I'm on The View, I'm getting hot now, wait a minute. But I think you're absolutely right. And so as I said, I never imagined as a woman who feels confident most days, feels empowered most days, that when they told me I was having a little boy, I really started crying, because my dreams of matching suits went up in flames. I was like, we're gonna be matching our little skirt. I pictured my little girl's room. Then I said, wait a minute, I have a little boy. And what is that journey like for me and for him? And I don't apologize for saying this out loud. We can't leave little boys and their emotions behind.
No.
And this book is a part of that.
Yes.
The illustrations are great, by the way.
Yeah.
But Ebony Glenn, I said I wanted the characters to be soft and it was cute. And my son saw the book for the first time and he says, that's me. And his name is, he said, his name is Moses. And I said, baby, you're not the first Moses. There's one that's way back. I think they're talking about him.
Yeah. You know, it's wonderful. So our thanks to Tamron Hall. Catch the Tamron Hall show weekdays on ABC. And her new children's book, Harlem Honey, is out now, and you can scan the QR code on your screen to buy it. But you all know, you go